actor Rhea Chakraborty has been allowed to travel abroad, but with many terms and conditions. She's gotten her passport back, but she has to report to the Indian Embassy every single day. She's been allowed to travel to Abu Dhabi for the IFA Awards, but will have to report daily to the Indian Embassy in Abu Dhabi. Joining us on the broadcast is Vikas Singh, Senior Advocate of the Supreme Court. He's also Sushant Singh Rajput's family lawyer. Thanks very much, Mr. Singh, for being with us. You know, it's Rhea Chakraborty has, she's still got to go through court in order to seek this permission to get her passport and travel abroad. Now, she has been allowed to travel, but the questions that are being asked here are, why have such tough conditions been imposed on the actor when the actual investigation against her has made no headway?
So, as far as criminal justice system is concerned in our country, the case against her is not closed as yet. So even if there is a report, the closure report has to be accepted by the trial court. So till that does not happen, she is very much an accused and she is very much under investigation, because even till now, no closure or charge sheet has been filed in the matter. And people are expecting something to happen very soon, and the investigation, they say, is still on. So actually the kind of, she's been permitted to travel itself is, if you ask me, a little objectionable, because these kind of cases, if there is likelihood of criminality being found at some stage, and if she absconds, then really speaking, there'll be no way to bring her back. You'll have to again go to the extradition process and all that, which is very, very difficult to implement.
But, the questions here again, Vikas Singh, that are being asked is, she was accused in this particular case. There was so much hullabaloo made about it. She's, of course, been out on bail. She's continued to, do her work within the ambit of whatever is permitted as per her bail conditions. But these harsh conditions continue to be imposed on an actor. She has to, appear before the embassy in Abu Dhabi on every single day that she's there to attend the IFA Awards. And again, I'll go back to the question that everyone's asking, that is this really fair given the fact that there's really been no actual proof against her? Nothing against her has so far been proven in a court of law.
So the proof in a court of law will come much later. But if you recall, in the Aryan Khan case also, when there was no drug found on him, and I have been saying from day one that there was no case made out because that is only based on possession, still in his bail condition, all these conditions were imposed, that he has to report at the police station, etc., and he was not allowed to travel abroad. So this is something which is routine in criminal trial. So in a criminal trial, till you get completely exonerated, and that is how the system works. Till you get completely exonerated, and when I mean exonerated, it means that there is a closure report filed, and the closure report is accepted by the court. Court decides to exonerate the accused, saying that no case made out against her. Till then, you are very much an accused, and you have to be treated like an accused.
You've been the lawyer for Sushant Singh Rajput's family, and this is still a matter that is sub judice as you're explaining. So it won't be fair to ask you questions that are pertaining to the case. But you yourself have drawn parallels, say, between an Aryan Khan and a Rhea Chakraborty. And there have been many parallels that have been drawn between these two cases, in the last 2 weeks when Aryan Khan was in fact exonerated of all charges. So, what do you make of the fact that, again, no proof against her, no headway in the investigation, and yet this is a case that continues to drag on with the assumption of guilt, not an assumption of innocent. It's like you're guilty till you're proven innocent.
So the comparison I drew was very deliberate, because in the Aryan Khan case, to start with, there was no case made out. Here in this case, there is an allegation, and the allegation is of abetment to suicide. And abetment to suicide is not something which can be just brushed off by a prosecution agency, because it's a matter of it's a matter of what the complainant feels. Is a situation, as far as here in this case, the complainant is the father. And there was definitely a stage when Rhea disconnected the family from Sushant. and tried to control his entire ecosystem by changing
well,
guards.
that's what the family has maintained, and that's what you've argued in court.
So I'm saying, no, I'm only trying to draw the parallel. So there was a proper allegation here, which is a allegation which will, according to me, go to trial, even if the court takes a call that there is no murder. Whereas in that case, there was no question of matter going to trial because there was no possession. So if there is no possession, no case is made out. It's like I tell you that you are accused of carrying a gun and you don't have a gun. So can a case against you go for carrying a gun? So it's something like that in the case of Aryan Khan. So
well, it did drag on though. He spent 26 days in jail. It was a trial that dragged on for 8 months. And we're seeing that this is also a case that is continuing to be dragged with the investigation so far not proving anything. She hasn't been charge sheeted, for instance.
So investigation has not really reached any conclusion as yet. So
well, it's an investigation in progress, a story we'll continue to track.